All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Anonymous tournament here for Aussie's Coliseum. I'm just going to go over a couple things real quick so you guys know what all is going on here. So this tournament is a 16-man anonymous tournament, meaning that none of the players know who each other is. I am literally the only person that knows who has played and who is playing who. Nobody else even knows who's signed up. For this tournament, it's going to be, like I said, a 16-man tournament. There's going to be no losers bracket. It's all best of threes until the finals, which is going to be a best of five. The prize pool is going to be $100 for first place, $50 for second place, and $25 for third and fourth. Some of the information we're going to be getting out of these guys as we go along is at the end of the round of 16. I've been asking the players just who they think they played and why, and we've already got some pretty interesting and kind of funny answers so far. After the round of 8, I'm actually going to do interviews with the players. I'm going to do like a recording. We'll get an interview and I'll play those at the end of the tournament so you guys can kind of see like what they had to say about the tournament. I'll have some questions for them. And all of that information is going to be revealed at the very end. So throughout the tournament, we're never going to know who is who. And at the end of the tournament, I'll show the player list. I'm going to give all of the viewers and the players 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, something like that, to kind of guess which players they think are which. And we're actually going to do kind of a small little payout. I'm going to give the top 2 viewer guesses $15. And the top 1 player guess, so the guys that were like in the tournament, because they'll have a little bit more information about each other than you guys, the viewers, will. So we'll get 1 winner from the players and 2 winners from the viewers, and just a little fun way for you guys to make a little bit of pocket change and kind of motivate you to maybe pay attention and kind of figure out who's who. Today is going to be the round of 16 cast. We're going to do it in 2 parts, so today's going to be the first 4 games, and then tomorrow will be the next 4. For this first round, the maps are going to be Radion, Polypoid, and then Dominator in that order. I'm going to do my best, guys, with the production value. I've never done like this kind of organization before. I just kind of like threw everything together real quick before we got this going. Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes, but we are kind of in the infant stages. I'm new to this. We don't have a lot of stuff set up, but it is something we are working on. And then a couple things I want to go over real quick. So at least here on Twitch, if you want to see the bracket, we got exclamation bracket. We'll give you the bracket here. If you guys want to join the Discord and keep up with a lot of the events and stuff that we got going on, you can join the Discord link there. There you can kind of see what all we got going on. You can just kind of keep up with everything. You can join as a player if you're, pretty confident in your skills. We do have a little bit of a kind of a gatekeeping on the MMR to keep the quality at least relatively decent, but there's a lot of different events for different level of players and stuff like that too, so there's a lot of different ways to get involved. We're also taking like ideas and suggestions and stuff like that. If you have like any crazy or quirky ideas you would like to see in StarCraft, you can kind of run it by the community and we can maybe put something together. And if you enjoy what we're doing here and you want to show support, this is where you can support me. Anything that you guys donate goes straight into the Discord. Like, if you do it through that link, I put it into kind of like a bank account specifically for funding more and more events. So as you put money into this, it's just going to be me giving you more StarCraft in return. Today our casters, to start us off, is going to be Hawk and Keen, 2 Zerg players, and then we might have Nomad replace Hawk part of the way through.
All right, Xerath versus Malzahar, ZVT.
Yeah, this is a storied classic. Xerath, of course, very popular Zerg player. He was a streamer for a while, but decided to start trying to take the game a little more seriously. He was kind of doing like variety streams, played a lot of Fastest, but really tried in BSL, got pretty far a couple times. But of course, he's against Malzahar, a tried and true tested BSL player, perennial round of 8. So it's gonna be a good one. What do you think each player's chances are with their history?
Well, Malzahar is one of the best Terrans in the foreign scene for sure. I mean, just a mechanical powerhouse, very solid build orders. So, and given the fact that it's TVZ, he has an automatic advantage. I mean, you'd have to be kind of, a brain dead idiot to not win TVZ because it's the easiest matchup in the game. So I think Xerath has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, and I totally agree. How do you think their styles as players and their habits will match up against each other?
I think Xerath is notoriously like a cheesy little gremlin sort of guy. So he's
Yeah.
probably going to go for a mute all in, I would guess. And Malzahar is just so solid. I think he's going to completely rebuff it. It's not going to be an issue for him at all.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Um, you know, he is known for cheese, Xerath, but hopefully he can try and play a little more standard and work on that now that he's taking the game a little more seriously. You know, that is part of his training arc he spoke on stream. And so far we can see it's just a normal hatch first. So that's a good sign. No pool first for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I missed it, but it looks like it's just going to be a regular 2-hatch build, not a 2.5 hatch.
Well, that remains to be seen, but we do see, you know, these drones were sent to the geyser before it was completed. So that's pretty interesting. Not many players know to do that. So he's definitely been studying a little bit of build preparation and optimizations here.
Yeah, something few in the foreign scene do.
That layer was a 252, which is
Not too bad.
pretty good. That's very solid. Definitely
I'm
not getting
actually,
into like Korean optimization territory, but that is very solid overall.
yeah. I'm I'm actually a little curious about. I have a hint as to who this might be actually now. I think Red, and this is based purely on what I heard on stream yesterday, watching Siki versus Artosis. But during the IPSL games they had, during Artosis' interview, he mentioned that he always sees Siki scout the center of the map for BBS or proxy 8 racks before going to scout the rest of the bases. And we did see
Yeah.
Xerath did that this game, so potentially it could be Siki.
Yeah, and we've never seen Ziki and Xerath in the same place at the same time. So
That's
that
true.
definitely tracks.
And I think Siki is a big League of Legends fan.
Yeah, he could be. He could be. Um, you know, I, I I think that might just undersell him though. Like I don't want to be rude to say that Xerath is definitely Ziki because I was pegging him more on Soma on his practice alias, but yeah, it definitely could also
Well,
be Ziki really
Siki and Soma
overperforming.
are very close in skill, so
Right,
I don't think it's
right.
underselling.
Yeah.
I do you have any? I can't tell yet who this Terran might be. I have no read on him whatsoever, but he is going for a 3 Rex. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and again, it feels like they had to pick random, right? It feels like they both got their main race because they're both doing builds that you really would only do as a main.
Yeah, I don't think they picked random. I think they only had to have random names so they can be
Okay.
identifiable.
Well, I'll say, based on everything I've seen, I'm like 60% sure Red Zerg is Goose headed.
Because of this bizarre build that he's doing now.
Because his layer timing was good, but he's messing up on like kind of basic things like mineral saturation,
Hmm.
like in the main. So
Does he
it's
not have
it's
9
just,
drones in the
it's a
main?
clear indicator, you know, of goose headed. It's just like
Oh,
a kind of it's kind of his
yeah.
brand.
He doesn't. Well, no, his mining. He has 9 drones in the main. That's fine.
Now he does. Yeah, he didn't. He just had that.
But this
What about the Terran though? The Terran, who could that be?
um I think it's kind of hard to tell, but I feel like not many people do this kind of 3 Rex builds these days.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might be Sterling. We'll see on the biocontrol. We'll be able to rule that out pretty quick here.
Well, it's not looking good so far, so it very well may be Sterling. I mean, what makes you say that about Sterling though? Because Sterling usually goes for mech blades because his Marine Medic play
Well,
is
I do
notoriously
see
bad.
him sometimes try bio.
I feel like it's only when he thinks the opponent is much weaker than he is.
Yeah, the other alternative is the Terran could be Moonrai, but we'll
Those are
see
the
on
only
that one.
two. Those are the only two choices, huh?
Well, oh, actually, you know what? I think I know who this is.
Oh, tell me.
I think it's Aether.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
What makes you say that?
I mean, his Marines are stimming nicely.
Pretty solid. Actually, pretty solid Eminem control so far.
Yeah, and he has the right uh, factory timing and starport timing.
Not something you would see from Moonrai.
Yeah, yeah. And the micro is pretty good. It, yeah, it's got to be either Pandora or Aether. I really got to rule out basically all other Terrans at this point.
These mutas are doing pretty well. Do you really think that Goose is capable of micro like this?
I would hope so because I really hope it's not any other Zerg. Um, that would concern me even more.
Oh no. Okay. Well, fingers crossed.
It could be Kava not giving a shit. That's a possibility, but I'm still going with Goose. And on Terran's side, oh, actually no, this isn't Goose.
Just demolishing these Marines.
Is it? Is it? I don't know. Maybe
Well,
it is. We need like a betting site tracker of like the odds in real time. Can we get like a graphic that like every time the Mutalisk fires and kills a Marine, like the odds of it being one player goes up and the other player, the odds of it being them goes down. And we can have like a real time, it switches between like 60% likelihood versus like 40% likelihood.
That would be nice. Yeah. Get on that, Ozzy. Get right on that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, no offense to Goose, but I don't think he's capable of micro like that, taking down like a whole Marine medic force from a player presumably better than him.
Actually, you know what? I think I ruled out one person, but it could be them.
Oh yeah,
because they also randomly don't have drones binding in their main. I think it's PB. I think this is PB.
Oh, that would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Kava would do this. And then the person with the Vault, actually, you know what? I think it's Exit. Exit loves doing this shit.
He loves doing like mass marine into Valk.
Yeah, Exit just loves making Volk. I don't know if he's a part of this tournament.
We don't know who is. We don't have any information on that whatsoever. Terran's moving out right now, and this is looking pretty scary with those two Valks. I think Zerg might just be completely dead.
The only thing with Exit is, would he be allowed in the tournament? Because it's kind of messed up because his skill level is so much higher than the rest of the participants that it would be a little unfair. Do you think they would allow that, or is that getting too meta?
That's a good point. I mean, Exit is one of the best players of all time. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this was open to everyone or if there was an MMR limit. And I guess the Zerg also had perfectly timed lurkers though. So more and more I'm leaning towards not being Goose.
Yeah, I think it's PB on the Zerg. I really do. I think it's PB.
Do you think
the Terran,
PB usually make random hatcheries at his natural? Like, I don't really understand this one. I've never seen PB do that before.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know why you would ever do that, but why not?
Well, the only time I've ever done that is if I think it's mech and I want to SimCity.
Yeah. But there's a benefit in that like late game sometimes like your units late game, if you keep things open, can run off into the map and die. And so a lot of times, if you can just block in your entire army,
Yeah, that's a
it protects them.
very, very good point. Yeah, we have to protect our units against their own worst interests.
When you think like, I should be doing things with all these units. No.
That's a really, I'm going to start doing that in my own games, because one of my big problems is I always, like, all my units always die.
Yeah.
So if I start blocking my units in, that can't happen.
We do see the wall, started almost there. There's only 2 gaps left. So I imagine that'll be filled in shortly.
It's looking like he's placing another building there, I think.
And wow, there's a double expansion. These are both pretty good players. These are really good expansion timings. Wow, D-Matrix. That is not going to work with the number of lurkers that he has no idea how many there are. But maybe that is really cool. And
oh my gosh. Wow, this is doing a lot better than I expected. I think maybe our Terran might not have realized that you can stack lurkers. Maybe he thought it was only one lurker.
Yeah, I think that was a huge throw by Terran. But Zerg moved everything away. You're not supposed to do that. And now Terran could potentially get a big punish here, and yeah, you can already see it. And he forgot he has some lurkers for drop defense. I don't think he even remembers he put those there. Definitely happens. Yeah, he definitely forgot about those.
Yeah, I forget about units that are right on my screen all the time.
Well, it's not on the screen, so I think Zerg is pretty high level, so they use these F keys. And the problem with using F keys a lot and relying on them is even pro players, if some Arma units is just outside of like the F key screen location, they just kind of forget they exist. It happens to even the pros. And
I see,
you can kind of see like on the 3rd when he hits F4, he doesn't get vision of any of the... Well, you got to move it up a little bit, but yeah, like that. He doesn't actually have vision of any of the lurkers he put.
Good point. Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to that lesson in StarCraft Academy yet.
Yeah, forgetting about units. Yeah.
No, the F keys. I don't. Never heard of those before.
Do you still not use them?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, one benefit is that you're much less likely to actually forget about units like that. I'm being completely serious. It's purely like an FQ usage thing. Well, he's getting rid of the meta stack and up to 4 bases, so I gotta give it to Terran here. He's gonna start making battle cruisers soon. 4 base setup. This is gonna be
that's kind of wild. He has a Wraith queued after his battle cruiser. I've never really seen Wraiths late game. It seems maybe it was just a misclick or something, because I feel like you would always rather have like any other starport unit actually than Wraiths late game.
I was kind of not paying attention or trying to guess who Terran was because they opened with like the most boring build possible. But I do wonder whether it's like a really strong Terran, possibly. Like, I don't know if Pandor plays Valk builds, but I think Pandor can play late game like this, but not many Terrans that we know of can. And I don't know if Pandor ever plays Valk.
I don't know. I haven't played him in a long time. I do know he is very, very, very boring, like, completely standard macro player. So, but it's not like Valks are non-standard, right? I mean, what do you think about Artosis? Do you think this is possibly Artosis?
No. No. The reaction time is, it's not Artosis. But I was thinking, it's possible, and I'm being completely serious. It actually is possible it could be Gypsy.
Really?
Yeah. because his late game is actually pretty good, but maybe the APM is a little low and starting to
Yeah,
bloat minerals a little.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. The APM, I feel like Gypsy probably has. Well, his APM is actually getting up into the
Oh,
300s
well,
now. While we're
yeah,
while we're
actually,
speaking.
it legitimately could be Gypsy, by the way. It's either, I think it's either Gypsy or Pandora.
Do you think that? Okay, I feel like it's
But I
much more
don't
likely
think
to be
Pandora
Pandora.
plays Volk. I don't know though. But yeah, these types of like attack. Wow, the Terran's really good.
Yeah, that was amazing. Um, takes a lot of guts to just go in against 5 lurkers like that, but he called it right. I mean, Zerg wasn't really paying attention, got completely destroyed by that D-Matrix, and loses his 4th. So it's not looking
Yeah.
good for a Zerg.
Well, the worst thing you can do in TVZ is to hesitate. You know,
Yeah.
going for these attacks, it normally almost always works out well, so long as you uh, go quickly and don't
Mhm.
hesitate with it, and just micro correctly and react to what happens in the fight.
Okay. Well, so you heard here first, folks. Hawk's tip for winning: don't hesitate and play well.
Well, yeah, if you scan 5 lurkers, you just gotta go because it can be really bad if you start to like overthink and then you get time for a defiler to show up through the nidus and then you
Yeah.
kind of screwed.
Yeah. Um, I think your call on PB, I agree with that 100% now, because PB does love doing this Hydro Lurk late game.
Yeah, yeah, it's PB definitely on the Zerg side. And on the Terran side, it's either Pandor or Gypsy. I don't know of any other Terran who has this late game,
Hmm.
to be perfectly honest. But I'm leaning towards Pandor with like
Yeah.
a Volk opening.
Um, yeah, I would lean towards Pandor just because I mean
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
very solid, clearly very solid.
Oh, okay. I guess a question because Pandora is a little bit of a unique case. Just because we use like the umbrella term of Pandora, but he's really like multiple separate player versions. Do we need to guess like the exact player version, or can we just say, he's for example, like Stockfish has like 16 versions. Do we need to like guess Stockfish 1, 2, 3, 8,
Well,
10,
what are
or
your versions of
can we just
Pandor?
say
I'm curious about this.
Pandora has 42 different versions, each stronger than the last?
Uh-huh.
But we don't know which version update he's running right now.
Well, I think this is a pretty recent update. I mean,
You
he's
think it's
playing
the
pretty
newest
solid.
build? Do you think he would do
I
that?
think it might be the newest build of Pandora. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Pandora plays so solid. I've always thought he might just be an AI, actually, but I was never brave enough to say it.
Yeah, well, I just have to say it because I just think there's no way he's not. Yeah, it just seems so clear to me.
Hmm. Only an AI could play like Pandora.
Right, right.
He is falling apart at the seams a little bit with this late game multitasking, so I definitely don't think it's Gypsy.
Yeah, yeah. I am ruling out Gypsy now because while the expansion timings are right, his his macro is keeping up. His micro kind of um, started to fall apart, which Gypsy's pretty good about that in the late game, keeping up with it.
Yeah, insane mechanics.
But
75
still, this is
SCV.
easily one of the best TVZ late games in the entire forum scene, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of foreigner Terrans, to be fair, but
No, there is. It's just not a lot of them are uh, good at the late game TVZ.
oh
Like
yeah.
Gypsy is probably the best at it. Then probably like Terror or Dandy, and then actually probably Pandora is next somewhere there. So
Even
he,
better
he
than
is
someone
actually
like Ultra, you
legitimately
think?
one of the best TVZ late games.
Interesting. You put him above like Ultra.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. High praise.
I mean, not at all parts of the game, but I'm just saying specifically late
Just in
game.
late game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're in for a long haul this game. Terran is splitting the map. Got a little mech switch going on.
Yeah, in it for
I
the
don't-
long haul. Yeah. Yeah, they said that about Artifact. You hear about that card game?
I did hear about it. I totally
Yeah.
forgot about it. That
Yeah,
is
that's the phrase they used. They said, we're in it for the long haul. You know what they did?
What did they do? Tell
They
me.
canceled the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Why
that's
did
their
they do
long
that?
haul.
Why did they cancel it?
Yeah, I mean, let's not. I mean, nobody played it. That's why. But like,
Oh,
does that
oh,
really matter if they're in it for the long haul and for the passion and the love of the game?
uh-huh. Well, it kind of matters. That seems like a pretty good reason to cancel it, actually.
Well, they're in it for the long haul, though. Ever considered that?
Well, everyone else wasn't in it for the long haul. We betrayed them as a community.
Yeah, maybe so. Terran is letting Zerg back into the game, letting them get the 4 base and getting the supply up. I always say in this matchup, CBT, Zerg is in the game so long as it's late game and they're above 100 supply. And so
Yeah,
really anything can happen here.
yeah. ZVT late game is kind of like almost guerrilla warfare, right? It's like even though you may be far behind the Terran in supply, you can just send out these constant little groups of usually Ling Ultra. I don't really know exactly how the Hydra Lurker style takes late game, honestly, but um, these small little groups that you send out all over the place with defilers can do devastating damage and just chip away, chip away, chip away, and it's really hard for Terran to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, Hydra Defiler does okay late game. It definitely does not lose as hard to like gas differential. So if you go Ultra and you get behind in gas compared to Terran, you just really don't have a win condition against a good Terran because they just start massing BCs or vessels.
Mm-hmm.
But at least in this one, you don't have to deal with that. And that's like the one upside when playing this style at late game. Pretty much everything else is worse, but
Gotcha.
you do have that.
We see a huge tank army coming out now. I mean,
Yeah, and that's part of why it's worse is really you don't have an answer for tanks.
yeah.
You don't have that great of an answer for PCs even. Or vessels.
Sounds like maybe it's just not that great of a build.
It is, but you really gotta. It's more of like a timing attack thing. So you'll notice when a lot of players try this build, they'll pretty much always push out around 15 minutes,
Yeah.
which is 3 minutes earlier than when ultras hit. So that's like the idea, is that it
It's not
has
an
a lot
ultra
more
looking build.
map presence earlier, and you can always transition into ultras later. But it's really nice to be able to tack onto the map that early.
That makes a lot of
Now,
sense.
look at this. I mean, this is just once the tanks start to spread out. How do you deal with this?
I
Well,
don't
without
know.
ultras, you really can't. And even with ultras, it's hard.
Yeah, this is a lot of tanks. Anytime you see this many tanks, it's always not a good feeling as Zerg. Tanks, their range, their damage, they're just so oppressive. Even with Swarm, units will still die before they even get there.
So,
Yes,
do you have
sir.
any final answers? I think the game is about to conclude with a
I
victory.
I would put my money on PB versus Pandora. I think that is a
Yeah.
good guess. I'm especially confident about the Zerg being PB.
And don't worry. I really don't mind that. You're copying my answer. I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, it is a compliment. I mean, yeah, mimicry is like the sincerest form of flattery,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And call me flattered.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're okay with it. I'm glad you're not making me pick the wrong answer.
But no, I totally agree. This is just like classic Pandora PB. I'm pretty certain on it.
I think it's likely Pandora. I mean, I feel like Terrans are all kind of the same, you know.
The only other Zerg it could be is Kava, but I have a feeling it's PB. On Terran, I'm pretty certain now. It's Pandora.
I'm very confident it's PB because I don't think I've seen Kava do Hydro Lurker that much, and PB goes Hydro Lurker like every game.
Yeah.
That was
I'm giving like a 10% Kava, but like 90% PB here.
And also, I think Kava's late game is a lot better than this, honestly.
And there's the GG.
So Hawk and it seemed like you were listening, right?
For a second.
Oh, okay. Well, Hawk and I came to the conclusion that we're pretty sure that the Zerg is PB and the Terran is Pandora. And people in the chat are saying that your mic is a little low. And I missed.
How's that?
Speak.
Is that better?
I don't know. Okay, so I actually missed the map. It looks like this is just Polypoid though. So you got the Zerg, possibly PB, bottom left, and possibly Pandora, bottom right.
So you think this is Pandora and PB?
Yeah, Hawk was very, very confident about Pandora. I'm less confident about Pandora, but I think it's 100% PB. I don't think it could be anyone else, just because of the way that he played last game. I know you never watch, you never study anything. You just smash your head against the wall and play, and don't ever think about anything. But if you have ever watched, one of the numerous group calls that we've been on, the PB always goes Hydro Lurker late game.
Gotcha.
And that's what this Zerg did.
Yeah, I don't know enough about TVZ to talk any shit, so I'm going to reserve all that for you.
Oh, well, I think you can talk shit regardless of your level of knowledge. I mean, that's what I've always done.
That's fair. You know what? I will talk some shit then.
Good. Yeah, glad to hear it.
But before I do, question, and I've always kind of wondered this, is the scouting pattern for Overlords different ZVT than like ZVP? Like, does it matter? Same shit?
It's pretty much the same generally. The only time it kind of changed... So sometimes Zergs will be a little cheeky, and it also depends on the map terrain and if there's like high ground that they can hide on with their overlords. So sometimes Zergs will go for an opportunistic scout in the opposite direction just so they can cover both bases. They can have their second overlord go to the close natural, right, and they can safely send their overlord to the farther natural, and they'll be able to have an overlord scouting both 2/3 of the map, right?
Yep, that makes sense. All right.
But yeah, for most cases, it's just the same. Polypoid is an interesting map in that for overlord scouting, because it's there's all these high grounds where potentially PB's second overlord is right now, right? That looks like a really good place for it, but it's actually really vulnerable there. It can just get sniped if the Terran realizes that there's an overlord there. It's like a noob trap almost.
Gotcha.
Which I fall for every time, even though I know that it can die. I always put it there, and then it dies.
Can that overlord tell that there's no command center? Has it gone in far enough?
I don't think. Oh, he should be able to tell. Yeah. Right. So this is really interesting. This is a 2-port Wraith. I don't think I've ever seen Pandora go 2-port Wraith actually. So this is really making me question.
Exit. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
This is exit. Yeah.
That was Hawk did mention exit, because exit likes to do those Valk builds, and exit likes to do a lot of funky bullshit.
Well, I mean,
So-
there's just some sloppy mining, and just overall looks sloppy.
Uh-huh.
Just feels a bit like Exit,
Yeah, Exit
know?
is definitely
Yeah.
a little slopper.
a little slopster. That's what it feels like to me. So
The fact that kind of a misstep
you know,
not
let's-
getting the sunken up earlier. I maybe he wasn't paying attention. Like his Overlord was technically in vision. Like he should have realized that there wasn't a CC, but I think he was caught a little unprepared.
yeah, and he didn't see the barracks lights on, so you have to kind of assume, it's got to be a tech, right?
Yeah,
Or 1-1 or whatever.
but his Spire is already almost finished, so I'm not sure that this 2-port Wraith is honestly going to do very much. Might get a couple drones, maybe an Overlord.
I guess if he finds both if he finds the lords, it could compound, I guess.
Is that what you call them, the Lords?
Yeah, the lords.
That's kind of an elegant way to refer to them.
Yeah, I think so. I think
It almost sounds more regal than Overlord for some reason.
He's not going for him though, Keen. He's throwing
Just
this away,
wants those drones.
which is just further confirming that this is Exit.
Yeah, you think Exit would always go for the drones?
Yeah. I got 2 of them.
This is doing a lot more damage than I expected.
What's that mine for?
Map vision. This is a very strange build. I'm not gonna lie. Going for mines right after 2-port Wraith.
Yeah,
It's
So
usually
like
not something that you would waste your gas on.
I think that's a mind cannon. It's a flex. That's what that is. He's trying to get into his head with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Interesting. Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, lending more.
Well, he
more
just saw those
towards-
slings go by, so that's something, right?
Sure. Yeah, totally. But yeah, the fact that this build doesn't make any sense is really making me think Exit.
You think he did a nice little ling split there?
I think, wow, interesting that he's getting carapace. Even against Wraith, I would think you usually go, maybe he's expecting fast Valkyrie or something, which again could be a possibility, a really bad one. I think PB is going to crush this.
Who won the
least he
first
should.
game?
The Terran.
The Terran. All right.
Yeah.
You think this is PB? I don't know.
I mean, so Hawk's other idea was maybe Kava. Like,
I don't think it's Kava.
I think Kava is more solid than this.
Yeah,
I think he has a more solid late game.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anyone. But the fact that this 2-port Wraith did, I mean, he killed 2 Overlords and 2 drones. Not too bad, but like, he's kind of falling off now. Like,
Right. He gave up a good command center timing for 2 drones and 2 overlords. Is like what it looks like to me.
yeah, his expansion is very late. He's not really doing anything else with these. Like, if he commits into the Zerg space right now, I think Zerg will catch all of these. Just wipe this out. Like, oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a huge mistake by the Zerg. He should have been able to catch those, just rush them down with patrol micro and kill all those wraiths. That's pretty disappointing. And he hasn't even... I guess he's just going to try to rush a counterattack here, but I think there's enough turrets, and the Zerg is going to lose a bunch more drones because Terran went right back.
Mm-hmm.
Although the Terran isn't actually attacking the main. And a good idea by the Terran not mining from his natural, so he doesn't lose any SCVs.
Well, hold on. He's got those mines over there too.
What do you think they're gonna do in the fight?
It's got to be something, right? Or they just simply wouldn't be there?
Yeah, that makes that's yes, that's how things work. So this is kind of an interesting game state. They're basically trading bases, except Terran isn't losing any SUVs. He's just losing his starports. And okay, well, he finally got Burrow. That's good. Burrow is pretty necessary. I don't know why he keeps fighting these Wraiths with like one mute at a time.
He doesn't
But
have
he's
any
completely out of
money.
resources. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think
Whoever
Terran's
this
got
is,
it.
I feel like they don't have a lot of experience playing against T4 Wraith.
I think this is Goose versus Exit.
You think? Okay.
I do.
So we thought it was initially it was Hawk actually that called Goose because the early play was very sloppy, but then we decided that it probably wasn't Goose later on because the micro was really good.
Yeah.
But maybe it could be Goose. I do see Goose often. Like he actually has like okay mechanics
Hold on.
a lot
Here
of the time,
come those lines right
but
here.
his decision making is very suspect.
He's still not mining. This is crazy.
Yeah, these drones have been. I don't know why he's mining gas right now. Maybe for Scourge.
Holy shit! There's 25 turrets in his base.
Well, Terran is kind of. Oh yeah, okay. This is a classic Goose move. Classic Goose move is forgetting that you rally drones and having the drones act as scouts for the Terran.
He's clearing the mines.
So the thing, drones actually don't trigger mines.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, no workers do, huh?
Well, it doesn't make much sense, right? That like, so it can be. It's one thing if the unit is like hovering. There's some sort of hoverboard technology that the drones are using to not trigger the mines. But once they burrow, once they go into the ground, wouldn't that trigger the mine? You think?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it really pisses me off when games aren't 100% realistic. I mean, most of the time, StarCraft is incredibly realistic, but occasionally there are just these unit interactions. Man, it just gets me.
Makes no sense. Yeah. Does it look like they're both kind of stabilizing a little bit, or is Terran just way ahead now?
Yeah, not as ahead as you would think. I mean, his expansion was like so late that he is pretty low on drones. Still being a goofy little guy with these Wraiths.
Those Wraiths are getting a lot of value. A lot more.
Yeah.
But he is still upgrading mutas. So he's got +1 armor and he's getting +1 attack, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Finally
He's
gonna
just
nip this Wraith problem in the bud. This is a fine reaction to what he has correctly scouted as just a mech transition. And he knows he killed the starports, so he can safely just keep going mass muta for quite a while now. It's going to be a while before Terran can like stabilize and get enough gas to get. Well, actually, oh, he's making more Valkyries now. Okay, interesting. This is actually really bad for the Zerg, I think. Never mind. I was going to say it's going to take him a while to get to vessels. Zerg can, if he can snipe the Valkyries with like well-controlled Scourge, then it's not so much an issue because mutas against Goliaths are actually really good.
Yeah.
You can generally just go mass muta until they start making vessels, and then you have to go into like Hydra Queen.
Right. They don't do full damage to mutas, right? It's like a
No, they don't. Yeah, they basically tickle them. Like one thing about Zerg versus mech is that like Mech is a really strong build, but Zerg has like an early and mid game advantage in the sense that like before Goliath range is done and before they get their +1 upgrade, they kind of tickle mutas, and turrets also kind of just tickle mutas, so you can just kind of dive mineral lines and kill a bunch of SEVs. But I think he could have maybe he couldn't have really fought that. He needs to what he needs to do right now is stop leading mutas and cut off the reinforcements and just wait for like a critical mass. I think he could even sack this natural, honestly. I mean, it's not even finished, so he can just cancel it. And if he can kill, well, catching that would be really good. But I don't think he's got it. But if he can kill this whole army, he's still in a pretty good position. Pretty disappointing drone saturation on the third, though. Zerg against Mech really needs a lot of drones. You want to be able to just quickly pump out, because you're going to have to be like quickly replenishing your army and trading with Terran. I don't really.
I think he'll clean these up, trying to go up the ramp, right? Or he's just going to come in.
Yeah, I guess he's just going to attack now. He should actually. I think this is fine. I just hope that he cancels those Sunkens.
Wow. Hey, Goliath do terrible against mutas. That was really bad. Well, the 1/1 is really nice though on his mutas.
Yeah. He went double armory though, so he's already 1/1 on his mech as well. Kind of crazy that even though he was on one base for so long, he had the gas to do that. Terran makes me so angry, man. It's unreal.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for Zerg, he's only got 3 factories, so.
Yeah. Well, 4.
Oh, 4. Yeah.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah, but is that really much more at 16 minutes? I
think it's one more. It's one more than 3.
Okay, it's one more. Got it. Do we have a Queen's Nest for Zerg? No, just going to Hydra after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, saving that drone is nice. He really needs another expansion. Even if he took his mineral only, I think it'd be worth it. But if he can get this CC, that'll be great. Vessel already out. That's scary. Not a very good irradiate, though.
I think he can kill all these Goliaths, though, yeah. And I think Terran's going to mine out before long. His main looked pretty sparse.
So that was really good until he went into the natural. I think that was a mistake. With all those turrets and the bunker, getting a little too ahead of himself. Yeah, I'm not sure what the mining is looking like. Oh my gosh, that is way too few drones. This saturation is really bad. He should probably have like 50 drones by now. He is taking the mineral only, like I said, and he's trying to clear out these vultures. So that's a step in the right direction. But he really needed like 50 drones like 2 minutes ago, and he should have like 3 more hatcheries just like pumping out hydras right now. And oh my gosh, these vultures are gonna get in here, kill a few more drones. Not the end of the world, but it's just pouring salt into the wound a little bit. 4 drones dead. Terran, it does look like you mentioned, Terran is going to be mining out from the main in a little bit, but that natural was taken so late. He can rely on that for a while. And I'm not sure if the Zerg is going to even scout this 3 o'clock expansion. The Terran can't really defend it right now, but
yeah, he just doesn't have an answer for the mutas. He just has too many. Is he making more vessels? What's he doing in his main right now? Is he going Valkyrie? Oh, vessels. All right.
Yeah, vessels are the best choice. You have to assume that the Zerg is going to start making hydras, and Vessels are just good all-around units, like in any situation, really. If you get caught with your pants down, you have a bunch of Valkyries and they have like 30 Hydras. You know, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yep. Because he's just thinking it's pure Muta, so he's not making any tanks. I don't even know if he's got siege mode, so I don't think he's got an answer for Hydras. Once he fully
Probably not.
switches. Yeah.
But you know, we're finally getting some extra hatcheries up, which is nice. But yeah, the drones came like it's kind of too little, too late. I think. I mean, Terran is also pretty low eco, so there's that. But Terran is just going to scale far harder than Zerg into the late game. And if we're not getting queens, and we don't have this like huge economy chugging along, it's going to be really hard for Zerg to keep up or ever win. Like we still only have 7 drones at our third. 7 drones that are mineral only, 7 drones that are natural. Not great. Not great.
Really, really low.
And he's not even really spending it. Neither player are spending their money. I mean, they are supply blocked right now. You know, I don't want to. I was about to say like maybe the replay is broken or something, but I think this is just, you know, the foreigner special. Is the replay broken or is it a foreigner?
So do we still think this is PB and Pandor, or have you changed your?
I think that you're right. Actually, I think with this bullshit build, like I don't think Pandora would have ever done a build like this. I think it might be PB. I'm feeling less confident because I feel like PB is just a better player than this in general. But I think he also doesn't play versus stuff like this very often. He's not really a ladder player, so he might just not be used to playing against this. And he's just kind of out of sorts, a little confused. Like, PB basically only plays against Doodle and Pandor. And Doodle and Pandor play, like, the exact same every game.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't watch much ZVT, so can't really place either of them. But yeah, I still think it's exit on Terran, and it's either PV or Goose. I think it's Goose. I do.
Maybe. I just don't think Goose is capable of the level of play from the first game.
What's going on? It is yeah.
Sorry, Goose, if you're listening. I know it sounds personal, but you know, it's.
Well, it sounds personal because it is.
Yeah.
So, we're both sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Gonna go up and kill that now. I just feel like Terran never had enough factories to get a critical mass going, you know?
Yeah.
Does he have any tanks? Or is
I don't think so.
Yeah. What's the, do we have any upgrades on that? 1-1 on the Hydras already. Yeah, this is not looking good.
Yeah, pretty good upgrades for the Zerg. Now cleaning these expansions up, I feel like it's going to be pretty hard. He's finally getting up to like a decent amount of drones. And surprisingly, he has way more gas than minerals. He's still... I think he's in a fine position because Terran is only... Like, I don't even know if his main gas is mined out. He's almost mined out from his natural... And he just has that mineral only. Oh my god! And those turrets.
He's got 7 SCVs mining it right now. They're taking the long route. So.
Oh god. Some of the best foreign play.
Yeah.
Possible here.
Yeah, we're starting off hot. I mean, we're only gonna get lower than this. as we go. So
Yeah.
sorry about
Yeah.
that, everybody.
I don't know exactly who these players are, but I do know that they're clearly the best of the best.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty much over. I think it's going to go to game 3 for sure.
Yeah. I can't see Terran coming back. Do we have a hive yet for Zerg? Just start. Well, almost done. All right.
Mm-hmm. Zerg is going to be facing a resource problem of their own pretty soon. He
Terran's
needs to...
2-3. If he just had
Oh,
some
yeah?
tanks, he could get a somewhat of a critical mass.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't make any tanks at all. Oh, here we go.
There's two.
Here we go.
That's
This
too
is
many
good,
hives.
but
So.
I think it's simply not enough.
Yeah.
And once this gets cleared, he'll probably leave. Shockingly bad macro, even though he's running out of resources in his main and natural, he still has a fucking shitload of resources. Sorry, I have to remember not to curse so much because
Yeah.
you don't want to ruin Ozzy's.
It's shocking. It's shocking to see. So I don't blame.
It's shocking. Yes.
You know, it's like, how have we mined so little, or so little minerals, but have such a big bank at the same time with so few units? So I understand kind of where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's just
Got a spotter
surprising,
drone on that ramp,
shocking,
like that.
confusing.
Yeah, it's a spotter drone now. So
yeah, it's good so he can see the vultures coming up his ramp.
Yep. Do a cancel if he needs to ahead of the game, you know.
Yeah, if that drone dies, then he can replace it
Mm-hmm.
with another drone from across the map. Obviously, he's going to keep that as a spotter drone. Let's see. Maybe Terran can still grab a foothold here, but it looks like Zerg is going to come clear out these expansions again.
Yeah, maybe if he had
Oh,
mines and tanks up on that ramp, maybe he could secure that. But
yeah, but this is just Terran's MO, right? Like, they just fucking plant CCs around the map and they don't give a shit. And most of the time they don't even get punished for it because they're fucking Terran. They can do whatever they want.
I think Zerg is maybe feeling bad for Terran, just letting that expansion in the top live. I don't know. Or did he drop something up there? No, he dropped something up there.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder why he would have dropped it instead of just walking. Because he was right there. Could have just walked.
Yeah. Yep. Got mutas too. Wow.
Incredible.
D-matrix on.
Cleaning that up. Cleaning those 4 hydras up.
Yep. Use the full D-matrix on 4 hydras.
You know, I gotta hand it to the players. I thought this was going to be like just a knockout victory for the Zerg, but it's turned into a real slobber knocker.
Yeah. Yeah. Real slobbery. Just the way we like it.
Yeah. Slobbering all over each other.
This has got to be it, right?
I think so. When Terran is down 50 supply from Zerg, or 60 supply even, it's usually a bad sign. Usually means something went wrong for the Terran.
That's true.
3-2 mech.
Like a true Terran. All you need is 3 tanks and you can hold fucking...
Tanks can do a lot.
Yeah.
Especially 3-2 tanks.
Sniping the vessels, though. Excellent
We've got
play.
a D-matrix Hydra, that's good.
Yep. I'm telling you, there's
a
lot of high-level mind games going on in this game. I think...
Yeah, I think the Terran might actually be trying to lull our Zerg into a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make him think, like, you know, okay, you have a chance. You know, you're probably feeling yourself now.
Yeah,
felt
well, he was
pretty good.
betting on a game 3 from the beginning. You know, if you'll
Yeah.
walk down this road with me for a second here, right? With the mines,
Tell
you
me
know,
about it.
the flexing the mines in his face. He knew he'd lost this game already. He's like, what do I do to get in this guy's head for game 3? So it's, you know, he's just gonna. That's my prediction. He's gonna lose this game, but he's
So
gonna win.
you don't think he was planning to lose this game from the very beginning?
I think he was.
Oh, okay.
And that's
yeah.
that's where the high level mind game
Okay.
kind of comes. You know, he's matrix. I mean, he's fucking, what's he doing? You know, it's got to be that.
Doing all
Holy
sorts of little shenanigans.
There's a lot of queens.
Yeah, perfect queen timing, 29 minutes. It's right when you want them.
He might have more queens than the Terran has units at this point. I think that. I don't think that's good for our Terran. Keen, what do you think?
I think that's. I also think that's kind of suboptimal.
Yeah.
Because the thing about queens is they have a spell that explodes Terran units. So if you have more queens than the Terran has units, you can explode all of their units.
Yeah. Finish this one out with Broodling, I think. Just mind gaming him right back, you know? High level stuff.
I gotta hand it to the Terran, you know. It shows a lot of resolve staying in a game like this, you know?
Yeah. Knowing that we have to watch and cast it too, you know, it just kind of brings a whole new level.
Actually, that's a really good point, and I think that further supports our Exit conclusion, because Exit is the kind of guy who would put casters through that on purpose, you know?
I agree. Yep, couldn't have said it better myself.
He would definitely just play terrible and stay in the game way too long just to make us miserable.
87 drones is being pointed out. That's incredible.
That is.
That's amazing.
I gotta hand it to the Zerg. They finally
He has more drones than Terran's supply at this moment. That
is kind of nuts.
I think that might be a first.
It's certainly never happened in my games, I'll tell you that much.
You guys are seeing it here. Keep it locked in, guys.
I rarely go past 30 supplies, so.
GG. All right.
This happens when I'm in Discord a lot, because my push to talk key is my caps lock key for some reason. I'm just used to it at this point. I can't change it. So sometimes I'll hit them with the 2 capital G's, which is really embarrassing. I'll be like, oh wait, I meant GG lowercase.
Yeah. And then it seems a little aggressive.
Yeah. Like I'm pissed about it, but I'm not. You know, I've never gotten angry about StarCraft before, and I really hate it when people think that I am.
Yeah, I've never seen you angry about it.
Nope.
All right, so let's get into this game 3 here. We've got Terran at the top. I don't know what time that is. People like to say times on these kind of things, but I just say top.
It's like 11 o'clock.
All right, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. 11 o'clock. That's fine. What
time
is that? What's this one?
It's like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Let's say 7 o'clock. We don't really. The times aren't really that necessary to refer to the bases on a 3-player or 2-player map.
Okay, but I think feel better if we established that this was more like a 7.
Okay, so yeah, Terran is at 11 o'clock, and Zerg at 7 o'clock.
7:30. All right, so let's see. We've got. Are we doing a 12 hatch? Looks like.
Yeah, 12 hatch every game.
Has it been every game? Is that what he's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing, that's a weird depot placement, but
why is it weird? Where should it have been?
I mean, it's fine. It's not that weird. It's just it's like kind of far out there. It almost like it looks like he wanted to make a wall, but then he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna make the depot here instead."
Yeah, he's like, why
And
wall down here if I can wall up here?
And it kind
secure
of
base?
you kind of want like this is kind of an awkward position for Terran to defend against mutas. And that where that depot is would be a really good spot for more production buildings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But looks otherwise standard. Good CC timing. Not too greedy, making a marine before the CC. So very, very standard so far. 254 layer timing, I believe. Not perfect, but not too bad.
When you see this timing, you can pretty much assume as Terran that he doesn't have a third hatch somewhere, right? Like he's not
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way that he would be able to afford that with a third hatch. And like third hatch with the third is kind of common, but it's not great on this map because usually you would try that on a map like Sylphid where there's like an elevated third with only one choke, so it's easy to defend. But all of the bases on Dominator are either low ground or they have two paths or both leading into them.
Four-minute Spire. Is that
Not
pretty
too bad,
standard?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know what that was all about. Just checking out the surroundings. You know,
Yeah, just warming them up. You know.
if Zerg was going Lingon, we got to give him a shot. You know, take out all my Marines.
Yeah. Can't let him fall asleep over there. You know.
Yeah,
I
and
do
we
think
see.
it's weird. Sorry, I mean, if he's, well, I guess he's got the two gases. The timing of the factories. So, what's the point in going for two? Is he just going for just mech in general?
Yeah, he's just going to be going into another Goliath mech build. This is pretty strange. Usually, if you're going mech, you either get your gas and like start teching into mech and like get vultures before your command center. You get a later command center, or you just do like 13cc and risk it, and then you have like an extremely strong economic situation to go into mech. It's like incredibly hard to play against 13cc into mech, but this was just like a regular 15cc into mech, which is just like kind of bad.
Yeah, I feel like these mutas are gonna do a lot of damage because
they definitely should. 5-6 mutas should just beeline straight for the Terran base, and just like I said last game, the idea is you want to kind of ignore the turrets and just dive bomb SCVs. And if you can really like mess up the Terran economy like that, you're going to be in for like a good game. And this is also confusing for this position because, like I said, it's hard to cover all of the spots available for mutas to harass, right? So like Zerg hasn't really checked it out yet, but if they go in to the main here, that entire right side of the mineral line is vulnerable.
How many does it take to one-shot a SCV?
7, I believe.
7.
But don't quote me on that. I'm really bad. I have no idea what Zerg is doing right now. Okay, thank you, Ozzy.
We've got some speed vultures out, laying mines again against.
Yeah, Zerg
that.
is going straight into the turrets and killing Goliaths instead of SUVs.
Yeah, if they get into that spot you were just talking about, I mean, what can he do, really?
But he has so few Goliaths, it doesn't even matter. Like, this build is just really bad by Terran.
Yeah, I was confused. I mean, I don't know.
I think I think it's already over, honestly. What?
Yeah.
Oh, he's making more Marines too. That's a lot of Marines. Maybe I don't know. I'm just confused, actually.
That was part of it too. Is like he made 5 and delayed his factory timing.
Well, it doesn't matter because the game is over.
Well, we got a drone in there. So
I hope he makes a hatchery.
Oh, he better not.
Oh, come on. Make a hatchery, man.
I mean, I
Make
want to
it.
see it. I do want it.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Wow. Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
damn.
Okay. I'm changing my Zerg prediction here because I don't think PB would be that rude. I think it's Kava. I think it was Kava versus Exit.
You think that's Kava?
It might be. I don't know. I mean, like last game looked pretty shaky, but Kava, he doesn't like waking up early. He doesn't like playing without warm ups and stuff. So maybe he was just a little tired guy while he was playing or something.